everyone, it's Alexis, and we're up close and personal today because I'm going to give you guys a peek onto what is on my iPhone 5. I know that you guys have been wanting to see an update since I did one for my iPhone 4, so here we go. Like I said, I have the iPhone 5. I do have the white version, and I think I have like 16 gigabytes of memory, and I'm really pushing it with the memory. I have a lot of apps. I don't think I have like an obscene amount, but I do have some ones that I think that are like memory intensive, and I store a bunch of stuff on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys a shot of my screen, and then I'm going to explain to you what we're looking at. So the first thing that I thought we should talk about is my home screen, or the lock screen as we call it. I have this background that I made with a teal chevron pattern, and then I put like one of those flourish squares in the center, and it says, "Your dream job does not exist, you must create it." I believe this may have been the same background that I had in my last video. I do have other backgrounds, but I tend to like go back to this one because it's really inspiring to me and I really love it. And I'm also going to leave you guys a link where you guys can download it or put it on Twitter or something. I have it somewhere on the internet so you guys can nab it. So I'll let you know in the description box where you can get that. And so this is my homepage, or you should say the first page of all my apps. As you can see, there's an overview for you, and let me go ahead and read off what the apps are. So top row is my calendar. Everyone knows what that is. My photos, again, self-explanatory. My reminders, this is the Apple app for reminders, and my camera. Next row is videos, music, maps, and clock. Those are all standard that come on the iPhone. The next row is YouTube. Obviously, you're watching me on YouTube. Hello. Maybe you're watching me on your phone. Like this video if you're watching me on your phone. That would be so funny. The next is my App Store. The next is a actual folder that it doesn't really have a name, but I have like miscellaneous things inside of it that, you know, came on the phone that I really don't use very often. And those are my contacts, compass, voice memos, stocks, game center, weather, iTunes Store, and Apple Store. And I am running the latest version of iOS on this. I think it's iOS 7.1. And obviously we have the ability to put as many apps as we want now into folders, which is awesome. So, but I still like to keep my folders like separated by type. So that's why you're gonna see a couple of folders in this video. And right next to that one on that row is Newsstand, which I really don't use that often. I use it more on my iPads. The next row is Google Maps, iBooks, Dropbox, and Calculator. Pretty self-explanatory. I do read iBooks more on my iPad, but I do sometimes use it on my iPhone. And then the last row is Google+, FaceTime, Notes, and Settings. And I really don't, I have like a million notes. I have like every note, I feel like, since like 2009, like since when I first had an Apple product. I've got like notes in here and they're all duplicated, and I've never been able to figure out how to get them to sync right because I've got like, I put them on my phone and then they go on my computer and then it like double syncs up. I don't know. I've never been able to figure that one out. So I try not to use it too much. And then of course the actual like bottom bar that is, you know, consistent through all of the pages are my most frequently used phone related apps. And those would be my phone, mail, Safari, and messages. On the second page, let's give you an overview of the second page, just so you can take a look. I've got my Starbucks app, which I do use to buy Starbucks because whenever I get, it's so convenient, you guys, whenever you get in a Starbucks card, if you're one kind of person who gets them a lot and maybe like you have like 20 cents left on one, if you have an iPhone, get the Starbucks app, upload all of those like 20-cent like left gift cards, and it's really convenient because you can pay on your phone and you never lose any money because it's always there in your account. So I love, love, love that app. Plus, they give you some really great free downloads in the app. If you're familiar with the Starbucks Pick of the Week, where you can go into a store and get a little card that has a free app or song or a download off the iTunes Store, they actually do the same thing in the app, and it's additional different things that aren't in the store. So it's really useful to have if you're like an app junkie like me. The next app I have after Starbucks is Plain Text. I've talked about this before in other videos. It is a note-taking application that I use very frequently on my iPad, and I actually have it so it can sync to my laptop as well with an app that I use on my laptop, or actually a program that I use on my laptop called Scrivener, which I use for writing. So I like to have it in the portable version as well, because if I think of something, everything syncs up. So it's really convenient. I also have Instapaper, which is a great app if you're someone who likes to read lots of websites and wants to, like, bookmark them for later. I really love Instapaper for that. The next app on there is Everest. I've talked about this on my blog before, but it's kind of one of those goal management sorts of apps where you can say that, like, oh, I have a goal of traveling to Europe, and you can put like all the steps of what you're gonna need to do, like save money, pack up, buy your boarding passes, get a passport. So I really like Everest because it does a really good job of helping you track your progress for any goals, or even like project management in some aspects would be really good in Everest. The next row is Tasky, which is a task management application that I use. I don't use it for like overall tasks or things that I need to remember, because I use my reminders for that, and I also use another app that's on this row called Clear for that. But Tasky is really great. Like if I wake up in the morning and I know I have a lot of things I want to do, I can just make myself an entire to-do list for the day or for the weekend or for the week, and it really helps to keep me on track. And that's how I tend to use that. The next app is Haze, which I really love this app. It is a weather app. It tells you just basically the weather, but it has these really pretty themes, and you can see different things like how many hours of sunlight and the chance of rain. So there's a 23% chance of precipitation today. And the weather, it's 66 degrees outside, so it's a beautiful day. And it also gives you like a couple of days ahead as well, which is really useful. The next app on that row is Flipboard. You're probably familiar with Flipboard. It's like a magazine kind of app that, you can kind of link in a bunch of different feeds from a bunch of different websites and sources all over the internet, that really anywhere that has like an RSS feed, it makes your own digital magazine, which is pretty awesome. And then the final app on here is Clear. I've talked about this before in other videos, but Clear is an app where you can literally just type in notes or tasks or items or things to remember, and it just keeps a running list for you. And you can make multiple lists. So this was my blog and YouTube list, but I also have a quotes list. So like quotes that I've heard that I want to remember, and just different things for work, and just different things that I need to remember. So I can like organize them by like almost like to-do lists by type. The next row has Twitter. Everyone knows what that is, so I don't have to explain it. Also Bloglovin. You can follow my blog on Bloglovin if you use Bloglovin as well. I really like it as a blog reader, and I'll leave a link in the description where you can go ahead and link to my blog, follow my blog on Bloglovin if that's what you use. The next icon I have is actually a quick link to my blog, so that I can always check it really quickly if I know that I've scheduled a post to go up and I just want to make sure it's there. Or it's just a really quick way for me to access my blog. And then the last app on that line is The Verge, which is kind of like a tech and science blog or website really now. It's more of like a all-encompassing website, and I really like to get a lot of my tech and science news from them. So I have their app on my home screen. The next row is Instagram. Everyone knows what that is. Hootsuite. Hootsuite is an app that allows you to post to different social medias like Twitter or Facebook, and I use it because it allows me to schedule tweets for my blog and things like that, so I don't have to worry about setting an alarm or remembering that I have to tweet about my blog or tweet out a post. So Hootsuite allows me to do that, which is why I love it. The next icon is one of my, kind of like an obsessive app that I have right now. It's called We Heart It. It's basically almost like a Pinterest or an Instagram, but like for just really, really girly pictures. And I have an account on there. If you want to follow me, I think it's called, my name under there is, my username is probably Miss Trenchcoat though, so if you can search, but you can see this is like what my homepage looks like. And I have different collections of pictures basically, and you can see just really pretty pictures. I'm really obsessed with posting, like or I guess like, you know, reposting or hearting really pictures of like tech gadgets and things like that, because I'm kind of lame like that, but I really like this app. You would say that I heart this app. The next and final app on that line is Pinterest, because I see how I like group these together by like items. Pinterest, obviously, a lot of people know what that is, so I don't have to really go into detail, but follow me on Pinterest as well, because I do pin a lot of really cute things, and I always pin, you know, images for my blog, and I know a lot of people have been saying that they love the images on my blog, so I really appreciate that. And if you would like to follow me again, I'm Miss Trenchcoat on Pinterest. Now, this bottom row is all files. So the first file is actually video and camera based apps, and I've got 2 pages in there. So I'll let you see those apps. So here's the first page, and that's the second page. And let me read to you these apps. I have Camera Plus, which is an awesome, awesome photography app. It's like basically like the camera on your phone plus more. It's a really great one. I love to take my pictures with that whenever possible. Vintique is a really great app that adds a lot of vintage effects to your photos. I have A Beautiful Mess app, which is based off of A Beautiful Mess, the blog, and it really gives you some really great features to add text and different kind of designs to your pictures, which I really love for Instagram specifically. I have Hipstamatic, which basically is I think it's kind of like the coolest app, like camera app, but it's kind of not really that popular anymore. But basically it's an app that turns your phone into like a vintage camera, and you can like switch out lenses and switch out just different things like, you know, your flashes and things like that. And I think it's really cute because it gives you all different vintage effects based on like the kind of like the mix and match of how you've chosen like your film and your lenses and your flashes and things like that. So I think it's really cool, that app. I think it's pretty awesome. Next app is Bokehful. It adds bokeh effects to your pictures. Then I have an app called Over, which literally just adds text over your images. The next app is Big Lens, which I really love because it is really all about adding like tilt shifts to pictures and kind of like adding blur effects and, you know, sharp, you know, when you've got pictures where you've got something really in focus and then there's blur all around it. I love using Big Lens for that. It's almost like having like a DSLR in your phone, which is really awesome. The next app I have is Afterlight, which everybody talks about. It's what I use to like brighten up my apps because it gives you a lot of controls over the colors and the different tones and the highlights in your images. The next one is Whiteogram, which is the app that I use when you have a picture that's not square, but you want to show the entire picture in Instagram, which only allows you to have square pictures. So you just drop it in there and it adds like a white border around it to fill the square. And then on that second page, I have Lumi, which is another app that adds different bokeh and lighting effects. Pic Collage, which allows me to basically make collages out of my pictures. Pic Frame, which is what I use to add, make different templates where I can put like multiple pictures in one image and then I'll upload those to Instagram. Pic Play Post. This is an app that I was really excited about, but I ended up not using it. I really need to get on the bandwagon with that. It's the app that allows you to make like almost like those frames with multiple pictures, but it also allows you to put videos in those frames as well, and you can upload them to Instagram. It's like having still pictures and a video all at once, which is pretty awesome, and I don't know why I haven't used it yet, but I've had it for a while and I never did. I'm so lazy like that. The next app I have is called Mosaic Cam, and I think it does something really similar. I ended up getting that because it was free. It was like I think it was like a Starbucks pick of the week, and it was after I'd already bought Pic Play Post, and I decided I'd try them both out, but I didn't try either of them out, so I've got that one that's on my to-use list. And the final app in that folder is Capture, the YouTube Capture app. So that's how I make my on-the-go vlogs. The next folder I've got is Entertainment, and I'm just going to breeze through this because a lot of these you'll be familiar with. Netflix, IMDb, I have the emoji icon. I have 2 of those apps so I can add emojis to my text. Pandora, Vine, Flickr, Alien Blue, which is the Reddit app, and Facebook. I'll let you guys see those icons so you can pick them out if you're looking for them. The next folder I call my wallet, and it has like different like shopping apps in it. I'll let you take a look at that. That's page 1, and page 2 only has one thing on it. And these again are things you may be familiar with. Milo is a app for finding products in your area. So if you're looking for a bag or you're looking for these shoes, and you can search for them online, and it tells you like the stock at different retailers in your area, which is really awesome, especially if you're like looking for gifts or like a last minute item that you need to have and you can't order it online. It's really great to help you locate where you can buy it in store. The next app is Shopkick. I've talked about this one on my blog before, but basically it gives you points for shopping, which is awesome. eBay, everyone knows what that is. I have 2 apps that I use for work, for my work vehicle. So they're Fleet Mobile and Donlin Driver. You guys may not know what that is, but I have a company car, so I need to track my mileage and different things through those apps. I keep the Passbook app in here that has actually like my Sephora card and a couple of different loyalty cards in there. And so I leave it in the wallet. Also, I have OpenTable, and Urban Spoon are 2 apps that I use to book reservations or find out, places to eat when I'm out and about. I have my Sephora app in here again because, I'll buy makeup on the go or, check my account. And I also have Redbox in here because I love renting movies from Redbox. I use Netflix for the streaming, but I love Redbox for if I really, really, really want to see a new release. So that helps me to, find where movies are, so I'm not like running around to 12 different Redboxes looking for the newest release. And the last folder on this page is my utilities. I've got some random ones in here, so you can take a look at that. I've got Find My iPhone, which everyone should be using, and you should make sure you're signed up to your account for that and using iCloud so that if you lose your phone, you can find it if you've got an iPhone. I've got the Xfinity TV remote. This helps me like control or like change channels on the TV. I really don't use it, but it's kind of really fun to have, particularly if my husband's like watching something on TV and I'm in the bedroom and I like change the channel on him and he'll like be like, what just happened? Like he like will freak out. It's really the funniest thing ever. So it's really great if you like live with family or friends, like a really great gag to like change the channel in the middle of their show. That's gonna make you a popular one. The next app in there is App Shopper. This is an app that I use to find other apps, especially other apps that are on sale, which is really awesome. I have another app in here called DocScan. It basically turns my phone into a scanner if I have documents and lets me take pictures of different documents with my phone and then turns them into PDFs that I can then email, which is really awesome for work. Next, I have an app called Zillow, which is all about like finding, houses and renting apartments and things like that. I like to look for houses on there in my spare time. And I have this one app, which you're gonna make fun of me. It's called M2 on here. I forget what it's actually called. It's basically like a ghost hunting app. Me and my husband really, really like the show Ghost Adventures, and like they were using it or something in one of their investigations or something. So like I went and looked it up and downloaded it. Okay, so that's everything in that utilities folder. Now we're going to switch to the 3rd page, and I just have 2 rows of things here. So let's quickly round this out. I've got Sky Guide, which is this awesome app that I got for free from Starbucks. So you guys really should have that Starbucks app, especially if you go to Starbucks. You get so many perks for, belonging to Starbucks and having a membership with them. Sky Guide is one of those apps that lets you like look and see the night sky around you and like pick out planets and things like that. I really love that app. Especially at night when I can't sleep. I like listening to it because it's got this really calming, like celestial music. The next app is Skylanders Lost Islands. I play this game. I know I'm like 28 and I play little kids video games, but I really like it. It's just like one of those things that you can just do to pass the time. So I really like it, and I've got a good collection of Skylanders in the game, so I'm pretty impressed with myself. The next app I have is the Tiny Death Star. It's like Tiny Tower, if anyone knows what Tiny Tower is, but it's a Death Star. So it's Star Wars themed. So it's amazing. So if you like Star Wars, you better go out and get it right now. And I'm pretty sure it's free. So you have no excuses. The next app I have on here is Loveocracy. Loveocracy is basically an app where you can create almost like Pinterest collections for clothing and accessories and makeup. And really, I think you could pretty much make a collection for anything. Like, I guess, household things as well, like everything that you could possibly buy on the internet, you can make a collection for in Lovocracy. But basically, it's like a shoppable version of Pinterest. The last row has Brainwave Zen Meditation, which is my favorite app if I have a headache. It basically plays like soothing nature sounds, and then it has like those brainwave like reverberations, and it's supposed to help you, I don't know, get energized in the morning or fall asleep at night, depending on, you know, the settings that you choose for the time of day. But I really like it because it helps when I have headaches or migraines to kind of like soothe me. So I really like that one. The next app I have is called Line. This is a really fun kind of connecting the dots game that I downloaded. I'm not sure where I got it from. It's one of those kind of play at your own pace games. So that's the kind of game that I like to have on my phone. The next app is the Rona Designs app. This app is really cool. If you've never seen it, it basically is very similar to the Beautiful Mess app and other apps that allow you to add different sort of text and images to your pictures. But I really like this one because it gives you a really amazing array of different sort of like stamps and things that you can put on top of your pictures. And you may have seen, if you follow me on Instagram, I use the Rona Designs app, you know, every once in a while. So if you check out some of my pictures or search the Rona Designs app hashtag, you might be able to see what I'm talking about with the different effects that people create. But it's pretty awesome, and I really have been getting into that one. It really should be in my camera and photography apps, but folder, but I don't know why I leave it out over here, probably because I use it so often. And then the final thing that I have, the final app that I have on my iPhone is podcasts, because I sometimes like to listen to podcasts on the go. So that's it. That's everything that's on my iPhone. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was pretty long, but like I said, I have a ton of apps. So if you guys have any questions about any of the apps, let me know in the comments below. If you have some favorite apps that you think, based on seeing what I've got, that you think I would like, leave those in the comments. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoy this video, and make sure you subscribe, because it means so much to me when all of you guys subscribing, and it just makes me so happy, and I cannot thank you guys enough for all the support you've given me. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave me any other recommendations for videos that you'd like in the comments, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.